he battles there on the high line. I asked Kevin, are you going to hang back? Because it would be easy to do that, or are you going to the front? Oh, and we have a crash on the
turn
track.
4. Paul Wolfe finally spun off turn 4, and around he goes. It's going to collect about 10 cars.
You could just see when he was in the center of that pack, he was having a hard time keeping that thing in the middle lane.
43 is Josh Richardson. Mike Wallace just crashed onto pit road, scattering somebody's pit crew.
22 got, well, he got in that grass, and that grass is still wet. You cannot slow down in this grass.
Martin Truex, Paul Wolfe, we called his number earlier.
Oh, man.
That's Mike Wallace, who crashed into the pit wall after coming out of the wet grass. 77 car, also in it, Donnie Neuenberger. There's his machine.
9 cars.
9 cars in all involved in the crash. Tim Feeta was driving away. 62 of Larry Hollenbeck's driving away.
Well, you could just see that coming, Benny.
You could.
Watch that 6 car in the center. He could. It just didn't seem like he could stay in the middle. He was going down. He was starting up.
Oh boy, hit Kyle Busch.
And Busch somehow keeps control.
And I don't know how Michael Waltrip got through there either.
And Junior was under the 6 car, and Wolfe tried to come down. Junior was there. He had to go back up. He got the car going back and forth, and just finally could not save it off turn 4.
Watch Michael Waltrip in the 99. I don't know how he gets through this thing. Right there. Watch this. Whoa!
Right in front of Fedewa, Josh Richardson.
And now I see Mike Wallace into the grass. He'll end up across the pit lane and into the wall, protecting the pit crews from the racing cars.
I don't know what the heck, why he went up the track like that so much. I think just broke loose on him.
Daytona rookie lesson.
You know, and he's part of a program called the Hungry Drivers Program. And at the end of the year, hopefully one of these 4 drivers are going to use this year would get a free ride. He did not do himself any good today, did he?
Coming at you.
Yeah, Busch did a good job saving that car after he got hit.
So the 6 car going to be rolled back behind the wall for damage repairs. And now check this out.
And this is pretty scary here.
Mike Wallace in the 4 car gets turned into the grass, fights it, and watch how he ends up hitting the wall, separating the pit crews from the race cars. If you are ever at a racetrack, rule number 1 is never turn your back on the cars. Never turn your back to the direction the cars come from. That's why pit crews always have to be paying attention. Another big wreck. Now up to 10 cars are tally under caution at Daytona. A NASCAR Monday matinee on this President's Day from Daytona Beach, Florida. The NASCAR Busch Series Hershey's Kisses 300 under caution after a multi-car pileup off turn 4.
Watch the 6. Paul Wolfe goes up, gets in the side of the 5 of Kyle Busch, and comes down in front of Timmy Fedewa, and it's on. No place for all these cars to go. Mike Wallace, a red 4 car, comes down through the grass, ends up hitting the inside wall.
You don't realize how fast you're going, Benny, until you're going backwards or sideways.
Where you get on that grass and you say, man, just no traction whatsoever in that wet grass.
And the list of those involved in the crash. We put Michael Waltrip in there. He got nicked on the side by the Paul Wolfe car when he came back across the track. And let's hear from the man who was at the focal point of the beginning of that crash with Marty.
He was in the middle lane there, Alan, and the car looked pretty out of control there in the middle. Paul, what happened?
Yeah, I'm not really sure exactly without looking at the replay. Everything's happening so fast out there, and you know, and the middle's definitely not the place to be. And you know, I hate to say really what happened. I mean, I guess just the air moving the car around, and I don't know if I pinched up on a guy on the outside and just ran out of room. I really hate it for anybody that was involved in it, and the guys on this team just worked so hard, and it's a really good car. Just really frustrated with the way it ended.
Tough break for this promising rookie, Alan.
So great run, 24:47.
That is a good run for him.
Paul Wolfe on track for Tommy Baldwin. Here's Dick Berggren.
With Kenny Wallace, and he was the fastest man in practice this morning. Kenny's got 10 pulls, including at one point in his life a pull here in Rick.
Paul Wolfe has crashed and really torn that car up coming out of what we called Calamity Corner, turn 2.
We talked about it a little earlier, Mike, when you come up off of turn 2. If you miss what I consider the middle of 1 and get it too high coming up off of turn 2, what happened to Paul Wolfe happens a lot of times to a lot of drivers.
Coming off that corner, Jeff, the track just falls right out from under you.
It really does. I've been down here before, as we see right now the NASCAR officials coming over and checking out Paul Wolfe. He's moving inside the car, but if you just take a look, the car kind of bobbles on him right there, gets loose. He gets up a little bit high and tries to catch it, and away she goes.
That's a hard hit. I mean, a very hard hit. Yeah, I mean, on fresh tires here, you pick the throttle up so early. Back in the middle of the corner, you're carrying so much speed, and you just saw it get loose with him on acceleration. That overcorrect.
Let's see, was he high up the racetrack?
I think a little bit high, and you try to see, he's a little bit high right there, and you try to pull it down right there, and you lose that banking, and it's not much grip. And the one other thing right there, and not to criticize the young man because he is a rookie, but they'll tell you in these drivers' meetings, these veterans will tell you when it gets loose like that, turn it to the left, lock it up, and spin it around. And he tried to catch it, and he got away from it.
He was up the racetrack about a half a lane.
And that was a hard lick. You notice the car come all the way up off the ground.
Wham! Oh. And the country crock car is headed apparently for the house. Tough break for the rookie Paul Wolfe, Busch North Series graduate from Milford, New York. There he is. He's okay and out of the car. There's a lot of coats of paint on that wall. There's Nextel yellow, there's Winston red and white, and a lot of coats of it because that is a popular spot and not of a driver's choosing. That's where Paul Wolfe just went in, coming out of turn number 2 and hit it pretty hard. There's the rock. Now that's outside the ticket office. Outside the front straightaway or the entrance.
You're okay. How are your spirits? Because that was a huge, huge hit.
Not real good. Got some great people behind us. Country crock car this weekend. We were real excited about that. And I don't know. We were snug in all our runs this morning, and I'm not real sure it was the freest I've been. I really wasn't expecting it. I just really hate it for everybody who's been working hard, and I'm sure we got some people doubting me now. We got into some trouble last week at Daytona, but I don't know. It's like all my bad luck's coming to me at one time. So, but we're gonna keep digging. Hopefully,
how tough to keep your confidence up? You mentioned Daytona last week, compounded with today's crash.
It's real tough. Had people talking after Daytona. So yeah, it just seems like everything on me at once, and but I'm gonna keep digging. I know I can do it, and just hope everybody stays behind me, and we'll get there.
Boys, we got a new pulse.
32 laps at Richmond. We're under caution. Casey Kane has led them all from Clint Boyer and Jeff Green. Paul Wolfe in the number 6 had been doing a good job. He had gained a lot of spots since the start of the race. Here comes Shane Meal in the 32.
Boy, and you can see that. Look at the brake rotors on the 32 car. He's on the brakes hard. Paul Wolfe comes down a little bit. 32 goes up a little bit. Contact.
What this caution did, it brought about 20 cars to pit road for 4 tires and adjustments.
I mean, you can see that Meal was trying to stay on, but Meal just drove the corner too hard and had nowhere to go, and the 6 had to make the turn, and they come together.
It's amazing we didn't have more cars involved in this single car spin.
Carl Edwards got underneath it, and Kevin Harvick knew enough to hit the brakes. Let's go downstairs, Chris.
With Jeremy Mayfield, we have
Caution is out in Richmond for the 6th time tonight. It's the 3rd one that's involved Paul Wolfe, and this time it was Wolfe by himself. Well, not exactly. Had a little contact there with the 66 of Greg Biffle. Couldn't hold on to it, spun it around, no apparent damage.
Too many sixes.
Yeah, 3 sixes. That's a
It's
bad
not
thing.
Not a good thing.
Yeah, 3 sixes together, not a good sign. David Stremmy's view of it all.
Watch out, Friday the 13th.
Watch out. Good job.
That's right, triple sixes Friday the 13th. And the caution is out, and Kyle Busch, 2nd place car, came to pit road, among others.
We had about 15 cars that pitted that time. Now, a lot of these cars...
As we've all agreed up here, he's got the best car here. Oh, hard in the wall, Paul
He's
Wolfe.
gonna come back down the racetrack right in front of some cars. Denny Hamlin in the 20 just gets by.
I think he did her in that time, boys.
That car's hurt.
And this doesn't help Clint Boyer's cause much either. Larry, he's still in 14th place. These caution laps are really going to be hard on him.
Yeah, he had not made a lot of ground, but he was boxed in back there. We know he has a fast race car, but he was boxed in.
What I hate about putting a rookie like him in that position is now you've given him a presence of urgency. Now he's got to go, and that's when you get in trouble.
9 caution flags tonight. 4 of them have involved this young driver from upstate New York. First, he and Shane Meal got together. Wolfe ended up spinning. That was back at lap 32.
Turn 3.
Then at lap 78, he and Reed Sorensen get together.
Turn 3.
At lap 112, 3 sixes, 2 on Biffle's car, 1 on his. And the 4th one just now.
And
as he again tries to dive down, and this time gets into the 57 of Kyle Busch and goes for a spin.
Turn 3.
Common denominator?
Turn 3 or 6.
But he was turning down, but you can see how loose his car was getting in the corner.
Yeah, he was history getting in there. And then, you know, it almost looks like a brake issue. Like he got a little too much rear brake in that bad boy and bringing it around.
From David Stremmy's view.
Keep it low. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Here's Steve.
And Jimmy Johnson on pit road, Mike. He's saying this.
On the next stop, Ralph.
I talked to crew chief Bono Mannion for Martin Truex.
Up trouble just in front of the leaders. Look out. Boyer snuck through. Paul Wolfe in the 40 got turned around along with Boston Reed in that pack of cars. Leader Clint Boyer was trying to negotiate through.
We talked about patience.
Yep.
But you've got the leader bearing down on you. You've got to go. And if someone's holding you up, you just simply got to try to move them out of the way or whatever it takes to get by. There's Boston Reed, the 57 Lowe's car.
Hendrick Motorsports entry, 2nd caution of this race is out just past the halfway point.
And Paul Wolfe has the 40 car going again as well. Left front tire is flat.
And he's going to drive all the way around on that. I hope he doesn't tear up the fender. Wolfe's going to lose a lap while he was sitting sideways on the racetrack. He's got a lot more damage than just that left front tire flat, huh?
Yeah, the left rear quarter panel is knocked in against the tire. We have a hard time getting the jack under this car to change the left side tires. It's so low.
103 laps, Benny. Going to see any of these leaders pit and make their last stop of the race?
Well, we could.
I'm thinking somebody will, but I don't think a lot of the front runners are going to here. Certainly could be wrong, but I mean, they only pitted, what, lap 50, 53, and a lot of those laps between here and there were run under the caution flag.
See if we can see what happened to the 40 car. Here we see Boyer, the leader in the 2, and there we see Brent Sherman in the 10 gets into Boston Reed. They've checked up because of Paul Wolfe in the 40 having spun and backed in the wall.
They get that right front fender on the 2 car a little bit. Did Sherman, when the 10 car spun, did he get that fender? Yeah, look at this. Is there some damage there?
I don't know. Let's see. I guess he did. There seemed to be some contact between the 2.
Yeah, let's check this out.
All right, the 10 car turns sideways in front of him, and sure looks like, yes, there is contact between the 10 and 2. Ralph?
Well, that is definitely something they are talking about.
Unfortunately, a number of errors, and he has lost just by, on this sequence, 100 points to Martin Truex Jr. He was less than 70 back when this nightmare began, and right now as they run 171.
Right in front of him.
Right in front of him.
12 car.
Paul Wolfe trying to hang on to it. Caution is out. The caution is out.
Tire go down or something. Thing snapped around pretty quick. Good save.
So Boy went from 2nd to 31st.
Right. And he will not
he's 2 laps down.
Yeah, from the lucky dog. Paul Wolfe in the 12. Had it, lost it, spun it.
Kind of close it into that pit wall, didn't
Yes.
That Boyer right there is behind him. He's thinking, oh, golly, now I'm going to get wrecked, too. Watch this shot right here.
There you go.
Tell me you can't see anything. Watch this smoke.
Stay out that way. Nice job. All clear, all clear.
That's Rocky, a spotter.
Something good finally happened. We didn't hit anything. Wolfe heads for pit road. Caution is out.
Paul Wolfe.
Yeah.
Trying to get it refired. This is on board with Kenny Wallace.
Stay down, stay down. Good eye, good eye, good eye. Outside.
Kevin Harvick leads under caution at Richmond.
And what about the number 12 Hot Tamales Dodge?
What a mess.
Trying to get it refired.
29th place.
All right, put the tires on and park it.
Just got to keep our head up and keep going. You get down about it, it's just going to affect you the next week.
We tore up a lot of stuff. Got a lot of work to do.
Thank goodness for an off weekend.
It couldn't come at a better time. I don't even want to go see a racetrack. Just go and relax.
This is just our pile where when we cut the bodies off and the panels off that get damaged during the race. This is pretty much the pile that they end up on. Beginning of a fresh new pile.
What we thought was going to be an easy week.
After Fitz-Bradshaw's rough go in Richmond Friday, Armando was at Chicagoland Speedway Saturday.
We ended up wrecking 4 cars in Richmond with 3 teams. I was glad just to head to the airport, get on a plane, fly up here, and get around this. It's a little bit less stressful. We're not racing for points or anything like that. We're racing